Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is lecture number 1 wherein we are covering till the topic of allotropes of carbon. Lecture 2 will be soon uploaded on my channel. So without wasting any more time, let us start with this chapter. So basically when I talk about carbon, the first thing which comes into my mind about carbon is that carbon's atomic number, right? Then its valency comes in my mind. Then then its symbol comes in our minds. Then whether it is a non-metal or a metal comes in our mind that it is a non-metal. And then it all like one more thing which comes in our mind is that is it acidic or basic in nature, right? From chapter acid, bases and salts, and also the chapter metals and non-metals, right? And also some of the equations or like reactions come into our mind. But now we are going to study something else about carbon, right? First of all, we should be aware of this thing that carbon is a versatile element. When I talk about versatile element, it simply means that it is present everywhere in nature, like even where you are sitting at that point of time also the carbon is present. In your clothes also the carbon is present. It is present everywhere in nature. It is present in atmosphere in the form of CO2 0.02% and present in the form of petroleum, hydrogen carbonate, carbonates for about 0.03%. And it is not present in water. We all know water on burning water, it does not produce carbon dioxide, something like that, right? And first of all, water does not even get burned only. But when I talk about your clothes, your pages, and many more things which can be burnt easily, they produce some smoke or fuel which also have carbon dioxide present. So now the next topic that we are going to study is covalent compound. In the chapter, wait a minute. So basically in metals and non-metals, in metals and non-metals हमने पढ़ा था कि we studied a type of compound which was ionic compounds, in which the transfer of electrons was taking place, transfer of electrons were done in between a metal and a non-metal. But in this chapter we are going to study about covalent compound, which is absolutely new for all of you. Okay. And also there were some of the examples for this ionic compound, that was your NaCl, then it is MgCl, right? So these were the top most things like Al. Sorry, what is it working? Like Al2O3, they all were formed by the transfer of electrons. When I am talking about transfer of electrons, that is one element with the other element transfers its electrons. That is one of the element have positive and another have the negative sign, right? Now basically covalent compound is formed by the sharing of electrons in between a non-metal and a non-metal. And the covalent compound is of 3 types, which is single bond, double bond and triple bond. Single bond, one of the example is hydrogen, which is formed by 2 atoms of hydrogen and they are forming single bond in between them. How I am saying single bond? Because see, only one line we can see, right? Only one line we can see, thereby we can conclude that H2 is forming a single bond. and here the transfer of electrons is taking place. Transfer of electrons is happening. ठीक है. We know the atomic number of hydrogen, that is 1. In its case shell only 1 is there, so 1 and 1. Now for stabilizing itself, like for hydrogen needs to stabilize itself, so it will like share its electron with another hydrogen for stabilizing itself. Similar is with CO2 also, right? CO2 is the example of double bond. Because over here we can see double bond is being formed. Oxygen atomic number is 8 and its electronic configuration is 2,6. Carbon atomic number is 6 and its electronic configuration is 2,4. And for stabilizing the carbon atom, like the carbon outermost shell, we need more 4 electrons, so that can be gained, like that can be transferred, which can be shared by taking 2 atoms of oxygen and 2 atoms of another oxygen forming CO2. And similarly, oxygen's atomic number is 8, as I said you, 2,6, and it needs 2 more for stabilizing itself, which can be obtained by these 2 atoms, so these 2 electrons of carbon, right? And similar is with nitrogen also. Nitrogen, that is N2, forms a triple bond, okay? And there are some of the top examples also for covalent bond that we are going to see right now. For example, if I am talking about CH4, that is methane. So, CH next, because there are 4 atoms of hydrogen and only 1 atom of carbon. Now, the number of electrons present in outermost shell of carbon is 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the the hydrogen atomic number is 1. So only 1 will be present in its outermost shell. So basically 1. Now here the sharing of electrons will occur. So now the sharing of electrons will occur. Is hydrogen now stable? Because it has taken 1 electron from carbon. Similarly with this also, and similar with this and with this. Now carbon already have 4 electrons in its outermost shell. It needs more 4 electrons for stabilizing itself. It can share its electron with the hydrogen can share its electron with the carbon. So it shares and thus forms a covalent compound, right? Alright, now see this one, this and this, right? So basically H, this C, H, H. So this is forming a single bond. Which bond? They are forming a single bond. डबल बॉन्ड तब होगा जब आपके 2 इधर लाइंस आ जाएंगी, और ट्रिपल बॉन्ड तब होगा जब आपके इधर ऐसे 3 लाइंस बन जाएंगी. बट इधर सिर्फ क्या है, एक ही लाइन है, दैट इज इट इज़ फॉर्मिंग अ single bond, only this line is present. They are forming a single bond, right? Now there are some of the properties of covalent compound. So this is the first property for covalent compound. They have low melting point and boiling point as the molecules are held by weak interparticle force of attraction. Understood? That is, if these are the molecules, so they do not have much of interparticle force. Alright, they have very weak interparticle force of attraction. Okay. Now the question can come like this, that why do covalent compounds like H2O, CO2, etc. have low melting and boiling points? Here's a correction. Let me just correct it. So basically the correction is that instead of H2O it is H2 hydrogen. Okay. Then like these kind of questions can come and they can ask in 1 markers. Then the another property is that they are the bad conductors of electricity as they do not have charged particles present. That is, they are formed by sharing of electrons. Obviously yes, they are formed by sharing of electrons. That means there is no positive or like cation or anion charge on them. Question can come that why do covalent compounds like H2 etc. are the bad conductors of electricity. Then the next topic that we are going to study is about allotropes of carbon. Now when I talk about allotropes of carbon, it means an element which exists in 2 or more forms or states, that is called as allotropes, right? Allotropes are of many elements. Like कार्बन का चैप्टर पढ़ रहे हैं इसलिए कार्बन के ऊपर हम ज़्यादा पढ़ रहे हैं. बाकी अगर फॉर एग्जांपल हीलियम हाइड्रोजन का तो उनके लिए भी अलग अलग एलोट्रोप्स होते हैं. बट ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. कार्बन के बारे में पढ़ रहे हो तो कार्बन के एलोट्रोप्स के बारे में ही पढ़ेंगे अभी. ठीक है. सो द एलोट्रोप्स ऑफ कार्बन आर ग्रेफाइट, डायमंड एंड बकमिंस्टर fullerene C60. This 60 refers to atoms, right? What I am saying, this C60 refers to the atoms, that is 60 atoms of carbon. 60 atoms of carbon, right? Now let us throw some light on these 3 types, like these 3 allotropes. First we are going to talk about graphite. Graphite, we all know where it is present. It is present in the lead, which is pencils. We use pencil, so the lead, we say na lead in the pencil hai, that is what it is. So basically it is the good conductor of electricity, and we already know it by the chapter of metals and non-metals. It is slippery in nature because the 3 atoms of carbon are bonded with other carbon and spare or free electrons is present, which makes graphite a good conductor and slippery in nature, right? Due to the 3 atoms of carbon, I mean that we all know that carbon, we all know one thing, that is कि जो कार्बन होता है, कार्बन have 4 electrons present in its outermost shell, right? We are aware of this thing. But what happens is that it has 4 electrons present, but like the only 3 of these electrons are combining with another 3 electrons of carbon. This one is remaining. So we can say that this is free electron present. That is what it means. Okay? So if one of the electron is free, it will conduct electricity easily, right? And if one electron is free, that is it will be slippery in nature, and its shape is hexagonal. You all can see this image also. This is hexagonal in shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? So it is hexagonal in shape, right? Then we move on to diamond. We all are fond of diamond. We all love diamond, right? But they are bad conductors of electricity, and they are very strong in nature. It is the most strongest non-metal on the earth. And because the 4 atoms of carbon are bonded with other carbon, forming a pair, and no free electron is present, which makes diamond a bad conductor and strong in nature. Now what does it mean? That it means that this is carbon. It has 4 electrons present. Now these all are bonded with another carbon, with another atom of carbon having 4 electrons. That is, no free electron is present. Okay? That is what it means. And its shape is tetrahedral. It's not written, but it is tetrahedral in shape. Tetrahedral shape. Okay? It's written in your NCERT, you can refer it also. And then these are the shapes for each of them. See, you all can see its shape. This is graphite. This is diamond. And this is your Buckminster fullerene, which is C16. This is hexagonal in shape, this is tetrahedral in shape, and this is football-like structure in its shape, right? Buckminster fullerene. Shape, ball shape, dark solid in nature. It is an allotrope of the carbon-containing cluster of 60 carbon atoms joined together to form a spherical molecules. So this ends our session over here only. Thank you for joining it. Thank you, everyone. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Alright, bye. But do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Till then, bye. Take care.